Oh yeah, we're gonna get some nice rain on a turnpike for this short stretch today. Maybe I'll just stay on 50. Yeah, let's do 50. I've done the turnpike plenty of times and don't need to drive in the rain on it today. So let's stay on 50. This is Highway 50 from Ocoee through Winter Garden and toward Clermont. Still at this point in Orange County. Now this is a very confusing interchange here. If you want to go on the turnpike, then you had to make the turn back behind me. If you want to go on 429, you got to go here. I've made this mistake several times. A couple years ago with a good friend of mine that lived in Apopka. So just be very aware to watch the signs and watch your GPS guidance if you are getting on either the turnpike or 429 here from Highway 50. I have missed both. And then if you get on the wrong one, you got to go like 3 miles before you can turn around. I think the closest spot you can turn around, let's see, if you go on Turnpike, it's actually 4 miles because the next exit is 50 in Clermont. Southbound, I think the next exit is the rest area, the service plaza. Right? Yeah, I think so. And no, I think it's 408, but then that's another toll road you get stuck on. So it's really, really frustrating. And if you go on 429 and you meant to go on Turnpike, you got to go, I think, like 3 miles down to down Daniels Road, and it's just a big pain. Just be very, very aware at that interchange. All right, I will stop belaboring that point and enjoy our rainy drive here in, oh, look at that puddle, in Winter Garden. So I can enjoy my shake. I guess I might as well give them a little plug because I drive there not as much now, but certainly as much as my wife used to go to Starbucks. It's like usually every day, or at least every day I go to work because it's on my way to work. But Smoothie King, they are everywhere here in Central Florida, and my favorite locations are here on Highway 50 in Ocoee and in Clermont on Highway 27. In and out of these clouds, it's still quite warm when it gets sunny. And we get a yellow light. That's a little too far out for me to push. But I was able to slow down without slamming on my brakes. This is Daniels Road here to the south. You can make a left turn. It takes you down to Winter Garden and the main shopping area there. I don't know what that shopping area is called, but it's a big Target, McDonald's, there's everything's there. $3.03 the price of gas in Winter Garden. Looks like it did come down a little bit over the weekend. Ironic. Gas coming down over Memorial Day weekend. Say what you will, but when my wife and I moved here in 2016, in the summer of 2016, right before the election of that year, gas was around $2.29, I think. I know, I ain't gonna go there. But I think we all know there are many, many factors, not just one, that comprise the price of anything, let alone the huge commodity that is crude oil in the US of A. And I moved out of California a long time ago when gas was still $2 there. So you won't be getting any complaints from me about gas prices in generally more red-leaning states. The sun is coming out. Speed limit's only 45 here. It's very common for people to try and speed to 55, 60 at least. And there's another light up here that always catches the speeders, most of them. All right, I'm not even going 45. That guy must be going like 30. I just passed. Jeez. Up to 50. $2.91. I don't usually go to BP. Many choices other than BP. See somebody coming out there, so just give them a little space. Crossing under Florida's Turnpike now on 50 through the town of Oakland, and in about a mile entering the city of Clermont. And catching my first red light on this side of the turnpike. One of the smaller towns here in Central Florida, Oakland. Oh, there's somebody going about 65 behind me. You can get that rough road there, Yukon. Come on, get that red light for him. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. Might catch him at the next one. Oh, he had to get to... Okay. So that was important for him to... He would have gotten the red light. I should have gone through. No, I take that back. He wouldn't have gotten the red light. That turn. What am I talking about? I got a feeling lot of people are going to be passing me. Oh, I got that camper behind me. Alright. Let me go act as a little buffer. Nope. Red light up ahead. 2 cars pass on the left. Whoa, 2 cars pass on the right. I'm not going over 40 because I know I'm going to have to step on my brakes. And now I'll accelerate now that I got the green light. See, there's that guy that made a U-turn. He's going to cause a phantom jam right there. In the left lane, he just cut in front of that truck. All these guys are slowing down, so somebody's going to step on their brake. Yep, look at that. I can see that phantom jam happening. You had 2 people behind the initial vehicle that was cut off, stepping on their brakes, changing into the other lane. There's that other truck going now, back and forth. There's a red light up ahead. Let's see how many of these vehicles in the left lane that end up passing these trucks. I'm going 45 now, not even the speed limit yet. Are we still on? No.
All right, Houston, are we back? Yes, we're back. All right, just passing, coming up on the Toyota. Going 50, on 50. 50 on 50. Now I'm going to count the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to count the cars. Probably, they all look about equal right now. And looks like if I don't speed up anymore, I might be able to catch a smooth flow here and pass these trucks. Right lane. My first instinct was the right lane was going to be best. I'm still right about that, if not for this Highlander. Ideally, I like to be in the middle lane because the right lane has a lot of people turning to the right. Left lane, you guessed it, a lot of people turn to the left. But on a pretty busy day like this, which is crazy because it's a Sunday, it's a holiday weekend, where are all these people going? So I'm avoiding the middle lane because I'm going just about the speed limit, and you got drivers like that have to cut in front of me and then slam on their brakes. That trailer's still behind me, so maybe I will get over back to the middle lane and see if we can finally pass those 2 trucks in the left lane and this guy that just almost cut me off. Light up ahead at the top of the hill is, I can't tell if it's green. Looks like it's green, but it might not still be by the time we get there. Now, I'm in the, I can see right now that I am in the shortest line. I am in the shortest line of these 3 lanes. So I'm going to watch for any sudden movements from the vehicles on the either lanes, especially this guy on the right. It almost cut me off before. Keep a steady speed. I'm only going 40, but I did not have to touch my brake at all. And back on cruise at 45. as I pass those two trucks that were so eager to get ahead back there. You're on like 48, up a hill, speed limit 50, fairly busy day. There's a light on the other side of this hill. I'm just going to ease off of the cruise in case it's time to slow down. Nope. Yes, the light just turned red. All right, let's see how many cars I get past the Versa. He's 1, 2, 3. Right next to him. How about that? Now, on the other side of this hill, the speed limit downgrades from 50 to 45 on a downhill slope. Ironically, that is not the place where I got a ticket a couple of years ago. It was actually on another downhill slope on the Clermont side where it goes down to 40. So those of you speeders that like to go 65 and 70 through these zones, just be aware, especially late night. Clermont police are out when you least expect them. This guy's finally going to get around me? Okay. See you at the next red light. .45. I'm going the speed limit. Engaging cruise. All those people are braking. I'm passing all y'all. After you pass Highway 27, going west on 50, this light blocks them. Right after this light, there's two lanes that both merge. So one is a right turn lane right there, and then the right lane becomes another right turn lane into that shopping center. And when it gets busy, people are cutting people off all the time here at in this right lane. So it's wise to get over to the left. Here's where it drops to 40, and on this downhill side, people love to get up to 55 and 60. And sorry, not gonna do it. I've got a clearing here, so I'll give the trailer his room. And look at that, you can see the phantom jam that was caused from the red light earlier. So I am going to ease into the phantom jam, or the snake, or whatever it's called. That guy didn't like it, because I had to slow down to 35 for a second just so I wouldn't have to hit my brakes. But because I did that, look how many vehicles I just passed on the right lane. That is the benefit of constant speed driving. And keep keeping your feet off of the brake as much as possible, as long as possible, still from a safe distance. Constant speed driving, space management, and defensive driving. I'm also very aware of all these vehicles in the adjacent lanes to me, everybody coming up behind me. So if I do have to take an evasive move, I can do that with plenty of time. Right now, my one hand touching the steering wheel is at 6 o'clock. So I'm very, very relaxed. Two-handed driving is not necessary. Especially on straightaways, or primarily straightaways. This light here can get backed up because it's only 2 lanes, and then it splits into the right lane. It also supplies right turns, and then there becomes a left turn lane. So rush hour, it gets backed up here for about a half a mile. Whoa. Guess I ain't getting over to that lane right now. And then after 45, we open up to 55 here. And this is another spot where, as we get into Groveland police usually sets up one of their decoy vehicles. I don't know if you've seen those. They're like old cop cars, or I don't even think they're actually cop car, just looks like it on the outside. And they sit them in the middle of these center dividers so that as a deterrent,